നമുക്ക് സിനിമയെ പറ്റി പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ എന്താ പറയാറുള്ളത്? മലയാള സിനിമ, തമിഴ് സിനിമ, തെലുങ്ക് സിനിമ, ഹിന്ദി സിനിമ, മറാഠി സിനിമ, ഇന്ത്യൻ സിനിമ, ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് സിനിമ, അങ്ങനെ സിനിമ നമ്മൾ ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് കാറ്റഗറൈസ് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്. ആക്ടേഴ്സിനെ കൂടെ നമ്മൾ റീജിയണലൈസ് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്, പിന്നെ ബോളിവുഡ് എന്നും പറയാറുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ ഈയിടെയായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഒറ്റ പേരെ പറയുന്നുള്ളൂ, ഇന്ത്യൻ സിനിമ, പാൻ സിനിമ. അത് OTT മാത്രം വന്നുകൊണ്ടല്ല, പക്ഷേ ഇതിൻ്റെയൊക്കെ ഈ ഒരു ബാരിയേഴ്സ് ഒക്കെ ബ്രേക്ക് ചെയ്ത് ചില സിനിമകൾ ഉണ്ടാകുന്നു. അങ്ങനെ ഉണ്ടായ ശക്തമായ സിനിമ ബാഹുബലി അതൊരു പാൻ ഇന്ത്യൻ സിനിമയെ മാറുന്നു. നമുക്ക് ഇന്ത്യൻ സിനിമ റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്ത് ലോക സിനിമയിലേക്ക് എത്തുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ അതൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് മുന്നിൽ സംഭവിച്ചു തന്ന ഒരാളുണ്ട്. അദ്ദേഹമാണ് ഇന്ന് നമ്മോടൊപ്പം ഉള്ള ലേഡീസ് ആൻഡ് ജെന്റിൽമെൻ, ബോയ്സ് ആൻഡ് ഗേൾസ് ആൻഡ് കിഡ്സ് ഓഫ് ഓൾ ഏജസ്, പ്രസന്റിംഗ് ബിഫോർ യു the one single name right now for Indian cinema. His name is S.S. Rajamouli garu. So it's a pleasure, it's a privilege being here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So I know this might be the first movie where you will be collaborating with Ram sir or NTR sir together. But one thing which I had pointed out right now is like, I mean, there was a time where like, I mean, all the audience in the 90s kids or even the 80s kids were like, it was like, I mean, there was a, like when Rajini sir and Kamal sir comes together. When like what happens when Chiranjeevi sir or Balakrishna sir comes together. What happens when Amitabh Bachchan or like other superstars comes together. Here like Mammootty or Mohanlal comes together. That was like an awful moment. Yeah. But that particular moment got missed somewhere on the line because the stars are too high. You can't make good scripts with two actors together. So right now we have two powerful stars. It's a powerhouse of talent joining the other big powerhouse, that is Rajamouli sir. So my first take I would like to hear is like, I mean, thanks for bringing it back. Like thanks for bringing those kind of genre back. Where like we would love to see like two big heroes together, how the script goes on. So what was that particular point? I know the script will be that, but still tell us about that two heroes. One.
See, you are mentioning that you are saying the heroes are too big to bring into the stars are too big to bring them into one story. No, the stars are very clear. The writers are very clear. The writers would love to write for a multi-starrer. It is the intent or it is the fear that the fans might not accept. No, that slowly led away to us not doing multi-starrers. But I myself am a big fan of any star. I just like a star being a star and do stuff that he does. And I personally like bringing two stars together, seeing two stars together on screen. Just like the general audience, I too have the same kind of big desire to see these stars together on screen. So that was a long-standing want of mine. So when after Bahubali, I was just toying with different ideas. I thought, why not a multi-star? This high time that we brought back that tradition again. And once I had that thought, things started falling in place.
One more thing, like when coming to the trailer of RRR, the most anticipated trailer, and the trailer which everyone has gone to every nook and corner of the trailer and gone through every single shot of it. Okay, because the reviews are happening in that particular way. You can see people abroad, like from US or Europe, reviewing a Indian movie. So that is what is happening right now. So what I had focused on that one trailer is like even one single shot. Whatever the mass sequence may be, whatever the background may be, whatever the dialogues may be, but if you pause every single shot is associated with some emotion. There is strong bond of emotion even in one single shot. And that has come across even if it's a Iga or like Icha in Malayalam or if it's Bahubali. How much of an emotional guy is Rajamouli garu?
No, I'm very emotional towards my film. Other than that, I'm normal person. Emotional in the sense I want everything to be perfect, to be right. Whatever images that I have in my mind, whatever emotions I imagined the scene should convey to the audience. There are many processes to bring it to that point. So I'm afraid that it might not happen. So I become very cautious and be very focused and bringing it to the screen. So that way I'm a little bit scared if I might miss something. Other than that, I'm a normal person, not too emotional, not too rigid, normal.
One simple question. It's a very one simple thing which came to mind. Like a normal aam aadmi ke paas hoga wo question. So it is like So these are big movies. Bahubali had given a kind of a figure where, like, I mean, South Indian cinema has taken it to a totally different level. Now we are all discussing about pan-Indian cinemas, and RRR now to another next level. At any point of time, suppose, say for example, if the subject demands it, if a story comes to your mind, you can finish even that particular movie in a 5 CR budget, even depending on the budget or character. So that also can happen in cinema with S.S. Rajamouli sir.
It's not that I made all big films. I made Maryadaramanna, I made Icha.
Yeah.
So all are small films only. Of course, Icha took a long time to make it, and we started as a small film, it ended as a big film. That's a different issue. But when we started, it was a very small film, and Maryadaramanna is a small film. Even today, if I get a script that is like very interesting, and it has to be made in a small budget, I'll make it in a small budget.
Yeah. Do you have that challenge where the audience possesses well, like, I mean, Rajamouli Garu, like, they already kept you in a...
No. That doesn't bother me. Audience expectations give me strength. Cool. They don't bother me or fluster me. I'm fine with that.
So when coming to RRR, the whole crew as such, of it, Sabu Saril sir on one side, with Senthil Kumar sir on the other side, the makeup, the choreography, the dance, it is like, I mean, how I would say, how easy or how rather difficult was it to put all these things? Because I mean, it has a kind of a, it has some kind of a real story connected to it. It has a kind of a the friendship connected to it. So how you actually like, what do you call it? You mixed all these emotions together. How it happened?
See, all the technicians that work for my film are experienced, highly talented, and apart from that, they have a tenacity to stay focused on a project for a long time. That is one particular trait of them which made me choose them. Because there are many talented technicians, they might not stay focused for like 2.5 years on a project. Then the project will suffer. But all the names you mentioned, Sabu Saril sir, Senthil, Srinivas Mohan Garu, all the technicians, they already worked with me, and also they know once they listen to the subject, they know what should be done. And also they should stay with a little bit calm, focused mind for a long time. They understand that requirements of the film. That's the reason they are on board.
So how do you find? Because I mean, we just can't imagine a movie like RRR coming into on a small screen or like on your gadgets or mobile phones. We can only look into it in a 8K or a 4K on a bigger screens. So there were we are having some struggles with the pandemic and all this thing for the past 2 years. And at any moment, was that actually a painful thing for you to wait and see when actually?
No, see, I knew eventually we'll get back to this thing. Of course, it's not just my film that has stopped, the whole world has stopped. So everyone paused, so we also paused time. I'm no different in that way. And we knew slowly things will get back into place. But personally, I only think about what I can do. The things that are in my hand, the pandemic or the theaters, the position of the theaters, everything is not in my hand. So I don't think about them. Think about it. My job is to tell a compelling story. That is what my job is. So I keep doing that. And when I finish my product, whatever audience that I have, I will give it to that audience. That's it. I try not to complicate things in that way.
Got it. And how do you feel like, I mean, so the platform of cinema has gone as wide and as broad, and it has gone to a different level, like over-the-top platforms, OTT platforms, so much of platforms are there. So what is your take on that, these kind of new things which are coming into cinema?
That's good, no? You have more audiences. See, as a storyteller, what is that you want? You want your story to be heard by a huge number of people. That is a basic want of a storyteller. So by having these platforms, you have more audiences to tell your story. Initially, we had only cinema-going audience. Then we had satellite channels coming in. We had our scope of audiences increased. Then we have OTT platforms, digital platforms, whatever. It has increased even more. You have a larger number of audiences. But the way the audience perceive on that particular medium is different. But the story you tell is the same.
Correct.
It doesn't change.
And coming to RR again, like I mean, we have a huge presence. Like I mean, Alia Bhatt is doing a main character. There is Ajay sir into this particular movie. You were collaborated earlier too. So how are they? Like because I mean, from the audience perspective, we only know what you're showed, what you are supposed to know from the scripts or the songs. Okay, but no spoilers alert. But still, again. The placement of Ajay sir and Alia Bhatt, so the character demanded it, or like how was it working with them?
It is that we needed, both are cameos, not full length roles, that I have told before also. But I needed strong characters, actors who could really perform their lines well. Because the characters, even though they are short in length, the impact they need to make is big. For example, Alia has to, like, we have two powerhouse actors. She would stay in between them and contain those big forces. Within a short span of time, she has to do that. So I needed an actor of that stature, of that capacity to do that. That's why I went for Alia. Similar with Ajay sir. We needed an actor whose face oozes honesty. We should believe every line he says. So I went for Ajay sir, and they're experienced actors. And the moment I told them their character, the story, they immediately came on board, and it's a complete picture. RRR is a complete picture.
So, like say for example, maybe like 20 years or 25 years down the line, when your career started, or when you dreamt, like I mean, everyone, when the beginning stage, everyone will have a kind of like 10 years down the line where you are, 20 years down where you are, you aim, or you're working towards it. No one might know you like maybe 30 years back, and now you are, that's it, the name itself says. So, what was that dream when you were like a 15-year-old kid, or a teen, or like a 20-year? How was it? Is it matching to this, or it is different? Or?
No, see, at the age of 15, 16, 17, until maybe 20, 23 also, I didn't have a big aim, goal or nothing. I was good for nothing boy, just roaming around doing nothing. So just because my father was scolding me, I just joined films as an assistant, just to get away from home, get away from the scoldings my father was giving me. Gradually, I developed interest in it and started working on it. Before I became a director, maybe 3-4 years, 5-6 years before I actually became a director, the thought started in me that I should become a director. At that point of time, my aim was just to become a director, nothing else, and it was done. And once I became a director, there was a want for me to tell big stories. All I wanted to do was do one big scale action war sequence. So some point of time I knew I would do it. I do it, and I did it, and I don't think beyond a film. For me at present is RRR. I don't even think beyond what RRR is. So forget 10 years or 5 years or whatever. Next film is my aim, that's it.
Superb, superb. And coming to the actors, we have got like in Pan India good, wonderful actors to work with, to collaborate with. So if have you ever looked into like even going out of the borders, like out of the country, like getting stars from abroad or Hollywood, even in your film? You love to work with one actor or two actors, particularly outside
No,
India?
nothing like that. For example, because RRR is a pre-independent based movie, we needed English actors for that. So we got Ray Stevenson, Olivia Morris, Alison Doody, who they acted in the movie. It all depends on the subject. If the subject requires we need an English actor or a foreign actor, we have to cast them.
Superb. So when it will be a cliched one, but still, I mean, we would love to see legendary actors, because if there is one particular person who can pull all of them together, like I think date won't be an issue, production won't be an issue, because otherwise our generation will miss all this. If you can see Bachchan sir, if you can see Mammootty, if you can see Laran, if you can see Rajani sir, if you can Amir sir, everyone, Chiranjeevi sir, everyone in one magnanimous movie, there's one script, only you can make it. So
hopefully, what a moment that will be to bring all those legendary actors to
bring it
screen.
on, sir, bring it on.
No, but unless you have the script, unless you have a script that demands their presence, it would be an insult to that legendary actors going and asking, sir, you please come and act, just because you are Rajni sir or your Lal sir, just because it will be nice to have them on. That's not a right way of making films.
So thank you, sir. I know, and this is not the first time or second time or the 100th time you'll be interviewing for RRR. I hope I have asked something different because it might be cliched questions facing almost all the interviews. But thank you for your pleasure. Wish all the best. The 7th Jan is a D-Day. We all are waiting for RRR. Bring more movies, bring more mass, bring more superheroes, bring more superheroes to us.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
very much.
God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.